to Thanks I'll Take It From Here, the podcast where we talk about the movies, shows, and books that made us feel something. I'm your host, Cammie, and today we're diving into the final season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Plus, a little tea about the upcoming movie. This season was a whirlwind. We had Ringgate, Jerewonka, a wedding that never happened, a glorified Apple AirTag ad that had everybody rolling their eyes, and of course, Bonrad endgame. Honestly, it felt like being on a roller coaster where you don't know if you're about to scream, cry, or throw up. Before we jump in, I've got to say, sorry this episode is a little late. It's been a crazy week, but trust me, we got some big things coming to the pod that will make it worth the wait. I'll be covering books, shows, and a few movies. So definitely stay tuned. And if you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, you're missing out. I've been doing dramatic readings of Conrad's book letters. And let me just tell you, baby, there's a reason Jenny Han rewrote them for the show. They are completely unhinged. So check those out at Take It From Here Pod on Instagram and TikTok. But let's get into the highs and lows of this season. If I had to crown the most dramatic moment of season 3, it has to be Belly announcing she was marrying Jeremiah so he wouldn't feel bad about being a super senior. That episode made me gasp. Like, if you need to defend your man's honor with a microscopic engagement ring, the relationship is doomed. You might as well move to Paris, get a bob, and spin the block with his brother when it all falls apart, which is what our bestie stomach did. But Ringgate really set the tone for the chaos of this season. Honorable mention though, Jeremiah's true love. And no, not Denise or Belly, but that chocolate mirror glazed cake. Honestly, that cake is an unpaid actor this season. But let's do a deep dive on the characters, starting with Steven and Taylor. I'll be real, at first, they tested my patience. The whole cheating storyline felt like such a slap in the face, and then it kind of got brushed under the rug so we could all root for them as a couple. But by the end, their chaotic energy actually did grow on me and I was rooting for them. I would not be mad if they got a Callie spinoff along with Jeremiah and Denise, you know, just them being messy adults in San Francisco, kind of like the show Friends. Imagine Steven having to work with his ex and Taylor spiraling with jealousy and the two of them having to deal with accountability for what they did. And I think that would just be that messy TV, but also good character growth that we love in these types of TV shows. And I would watch every second of it. Now let's talk about Jeremiah. They really did him dirty this season. The edit leaned so hard into making him insufferable just so Conrad could look like the better choice. And once upon a time, I was fully team Jeremiah. I'm coming out and I'm announcing this. I was a team Jeremiah stan. I'm sorry to admit it, but I have to. But this season, absolutely not. The writers wanted us to jump ship and it worked. I jumped ship. I jumped oceans, lakes, ponds, continents away from jellyfish. I still wish we got to see Jeremiah's actual development though. We never even got to see him find out about his dad's cheating, which could have really shaped who he wants to be as a man. That's why I think a spinoff could finally give him the redemption arc he needs. And while we're here, let's talk Denise. I think she's a great addition. I also keep asking myself, what does she really get out of dating Jeremiah right now? Aside from a home-cooked meal and maybe splitting the cost of curly hair products, like, what else? People are always talking about, oh my God, like, Denise is what Jeremiah needs. But what does Denise need from Jeremiah? Like, I think, again, a spinoff can explore that. And I would love to see Jeremiah actually grow and become the kind of person who deserves someone like Denise. Now we have to talk about Conrad and Belly. So this season and this episode confirmed Bonrad as endgame. But Was it earned? Kind of. I guess the flashbacks and the letters and the little moments, those worked. But I think the pacing felt rushed. Like the writers were trying to tape everything together at the last minute. And that's probably why we are getting a movie. But I'm going to get a little bit more into that later in the episode. So let's talk about Laurel. Laurel, I think she stayed grounded as always. Every scene with her was kind of a breath of fresh air to me. But I need answers about her love life. Why tease romance plots since season 1 if we're never gonna commit? And here's my unhinged opinion. Laurel was either in love with Susanna or Adam and never got over it. What was the point of us even seeing her get back together with John? I feel like there was no payoff for watching that whole thing. It's the same thing with Denise and Steven. It's like you gaslit us for a good chunk of this season thinking these people were gonna be something and then just ended them without giving us an explanation. And speaking of John, honestly, he barely added much this season. There's really no real explanation for his breakup with Laurel. It just felt like a drop storyline. Same with Annika, like, girl, where were you this season? Stomach really needed you this season, where were you? And then that brings me to Adam. He is easily the worst parent on this show, but somehow he ends up closer to both sons by the finale. Like, where was his real downfall? He just got dumped. Like, that's it. You guys realize the only thing bad that has happened to Adam this season is him getting dumped. That's it. Like, that's not enough for me. I'm not someone who normally chooses violence, but yeah, like, he needs a bigger downfall. I'm not feeling this. He got dumped and now he's redeemed because he's being nice to his kids. It's not enough for me. Like, I ain't forget what you did to Susanna. I still think his job is shady, and his banter with Laurel was definitely giving flirty. And maybe it's just me, but I definitely feel like there's kind of a spark between them. And I don't know if that's gonna be explored in the movie. I kind of hope not. I hope we just see Adam Fisher's downfall in the movie. It's also crazy that he kept bringing champagne from Jeremiah's wedding that never even happened. Like, sir, read the room. Read the room. Stop bringing these reminders. Adam is truly a piece of work. Oh, I forgot about Lucinda. I feel like Lucinda we saw a lot of and then none of. But I'm glad that she paid Taylor back. I think that really showed real growth for her character. But I'm also confused, like, why did they tease her new boyfriend and then didn't tell us who it is? Why even bring it up? They literally didn't have to bring that up. Honestly, I could see her and Adam together. I mean, that's a little messy, and maybe she don't need someone like Adam. But if they wanted to lean into the mess, I could definitely see Adam and Laurel being a thing. All right, so let's talk about the movie. Jenny Han has already finished the first draft of the script. She said this, I think, on Good Morning America, and they kept asking them, oh, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? And she said, definitely not this year, and probably not 2026. So I'm guessing 2027, which would be crazy, but y'all, it might be that long. And you know, this whole thing with the movie, I'm excited for it, but I'm also really nervous too. Like, are we gonna see Belly and Conrad after Paris? Is Jeremiah finally going to get a redemption arc? Because I feel like if anyone needs one, it's definitely him. Are we going to get more info about the parents and their backstory? Like, what is this gonna be about? My guess is the movie is going to center around the wedding weekend between Conrad and Belly, but I wouldn't be shocked if it becomes more than that, right? Maybe there's more than one movie. Maybe it's a trilogy. Maybe they use it as a way to set up spin-offs. I could totally see a San Francisco show with Steven Taylor, Denise, and Jeremiah figuring out adulthood, or even a Laurel and Susanna backstory if they want to break our hearts. And honestly, after this season, anything is possible. The only thing I think for sure is if they give Adam more champagne scenes, I'm throwing my remote. I am calling the police. I am sending in a SWAT team because I don't need any more Adam Fisher being diabolical scenes. I just need to see his downfall, or just don't show me him at all. Don't show me him at all. I don't know why that man triggers me so much. Maybe I should talk to my therapist. because this man really triggers me so much. And that's a wrap on my Summer I Turned Pretty finale reaction. Thanks for hanging out with me. Honestly, this felt like a mini therapy session after the roller coaster of this season. I know it's sad the show is over, but don't worry, you can always come hang out with me here on the pod. We can spiral about other shows, books, and movies you're obsessed with. Send me a DM with your faves, and who knows, maybe I'll cover them next. If you love this episode, please leave a review. Hit subscribe. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok at Take It From Here Pod. This is me begging, pleading for you to choose me, pick me, love me, so that we can spiral together. Hit the show notes for where else you can find me, and let me know what your wildest moments of season 3 was. Until next time, thanks, I'll take it from here. Bye.